Being aware that God is watching us is a thought-provoking concept that transcends religious boundaries and touches on deeper spiritual and philosophical truths. The idea that there is a higher power observing our every move, word, and thought can evoke a wide range of emotions and beliefs. It raises questions about morality, accountability, and the nature of our relationship with the divine. To truly understand the significance of this concept, we must delve into its implications, not only on our actions but on our understanding of life itself. The awareness that God is watching us often evokes a sense of responsibility, an understanding that our actions are not confined to the physical realm but are observed by a higher authority. This awareness can serve as a constant reminder of our ethical obligations, a guiding force that encourages us to live more consciously and with integrity. Many people find comfort in this belief, knowing that they are not alone in their struggles, that God is always present, watching over them, guiding them, and offering strength when needed. However, the concept of God's observation is not always seen through a comforting lens. For some, it can lead to feelings of fear or anxiety, especially when considering the ways in which they may fall short of divine expectations. The idea that every action, even those performed in secret, is known to God can create an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. It challenges individuals to reconcile their actions with their beliefs and to consider how they align with the divine will. This tension between human imperfection and divine observation is a central theme in many religious teachings, encouraging followers to reflect on their lives and seek self-improvement. For those who hold the belief that God is indeed watching, this awareness often leads to a shift in behavior. It can prompt individuals to act more ethically, treat others with greater kindness and respect, and avoid engaging in behaviors that would be considered immoral or harmful. This understanding encourages the cultivation of virtues such as honesty, humility, and compassion, knowing that one's actions are not hidden but are seen by a higher power. The thought of God's gaze often leads to introspection, where individuals reflect on their lives, examine their intentions, and strive to live according to higher moral standards. Furthermore, the belief that God is watching encourages a deeper connection to one's faith. It invites believers to seek a closer relationship with God, to pray and meditate more regularly, and to acknowledge His presence in everyday life. For many, the awareness that God is watching becomes a call to live with intention, to be mindful of the impact one's actions have on others, and to make choices that align with the principles of their faith. This awareness fosters a sense of accountability, where individuals recognize that their actions matter not only in the eyes of society but in the eyes of God. In addition to influencing behavior, the belief that God is watching can also serve as a source of strength and resilience. In times of hardship, individuals may find solace in the thought that God is aware of their suffering, that they are not alone in their struggles. This awareness can bring comfort, as believers trust that God sees their pain and will provide guidance, support, and eventually relief. It reinforces the idea that nothing is overlooked, and every aspect of life is part of a larger divine plan. In moments of doubt or despair, the belief that God is watching can inspire hope, encouraging individuals to persevere and trust in the ultimate goodness of the divine. At the same time, the awareness that God is watching can also provoke existential questions. It leads individuals to consider the nature of their existence and the purpose behind their actions. If God is indeed watching, what does that mean for the choices we make? What is our role in the grand scheme of things? Are we merely following a divine script, or do we have the freedom to shape our own destiny? These questions can lead to a deeper understanding of human nature, free will, and the relationship between humanity and the divine. The idea of divine observation also challenges individuals to think about their inner lives, not just their outward behavior. God is often believed to see not only our actions but our thoughts, desires, and motivations. This awareness calls individuals to examine the state of their hearts and minds, to cultivate purity in their intentions, and to align their innermost desires with divine will. It invites a level of honesty and transparency that goes beyond the surface, encouraging believers to confront their weaknesses, their flaws, and their sins, knowing that they are seen and understood by God. This level of self-awareness can lead to profound spiritual growth, as individuals seek to purify their hearts and align themselves more closely with the divine. Moreover, the awareness that God is watching us compels individuals to consider the interconnectedness of all people. If God sees us all, then there is a sense that our actions are not isolated but have an impact on others. This understanding encourages a sense of responsibility not only for one's own actions but also for the well-being of others. It fosters empathy and compassion, as individuals recognize that their behavior affects those around them and that they are a part of a larger community. In this sense, the belief that God is watching becomes a reminder that we are all interconnected, and our actions, no matter how small, contribute to the collective fabric of humanity. For those who struggle with the idea of God's constant observation, it can be helpful to consider the nature of God's gaze. In many religious traditions, God's watchfulness is not punitive but compassionate. It is not a watchful eye waiting to catch us in wrongdoing, but rather a loving presence that seeks to guide, protect, and nurture. The awareness that God is watching is not meant to induce fear or shame but to invite individuals to live more fully in accordance with their true nature, to align their lives with divine love and wisdom. It encourages believers to trust in God's love and to see divine observation as a source of guidance and grace, rather than judgment and condemnation. In the broader context of spirituality, the belief that God is watching us can be a powerful motivator for personal transformation. It encourages individuals to rise above their limitations, to strive for greater goodness, and to cultivate a deeper sense of purpose. It reminds them that their lives have meaning and significance, that they are part of a greater divine plan, and that their actions, thoughts, and desires are not inconsequential. This awareness can lead to a greater sense of spiritual fulfillment, as individuals seek to align themselves with the divine will and contribute to the greater good. Ultimately, the question of whether we are aware that God is watching us invites us to reflect on our own lives and beliefs. It challenges us to consider the deeper implications of our actions, thoughts, and intentions, and to live with greater mindfulness and purpose. It encourages us to see the divine presence in our everyday experiences and to recognize that we are never truly alone. Whether we find comfort or challenge in this awareness, it has the potential to lead us toward greater self-understanding, spiritual growth, and connection to the divine. The awareness that God is watching us is not simply about external behavior but about the state of our hearts and minds, and how we choose to live in alignment with divine principles. It calls us to live with integrity, compassion, and wisdom, knowing that our lives have eternal significance in the eyes of God. Subscribe,